West Ham. West Ham. West Ham. Oh, like West Ham.
Hello everybody, welcome to the ITK Soccer Show. 2 weeks off, so here we are on the 9th of November, 2 days before Ireland's first leg World Cup 2018 qualifier against Denmark. We're going to talk about the international football. We're going to talk about this weekend's action, not a full breakdown because it's a million miles or a million years ago, but we will be focusing on what's coming up. We'll talk about the news though, because it will bring us back nicely to segue to talk about the Liverpool match and everything.
Hate to say it's Moyes.
Yeah. So, Bilic finally sacked after Liverpool win 4-1 away at West Ham and at West Ham. And David Moyes happened to be on Talk Sport that night, and Richard Keys, the really nice dude, really good guy. He asked him, would you be interested? And Moyes would be very interested. And lo and behold, a few days later, he's back.
6-month contract though.
He's still contracted to United, right?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
That was like the Alan Pardew thing. They gave him remember they gave him
Pardew a 6-year contract when he took over. Well, it was mainly because he owed money to Mike Ashley, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Against Casinos, and he paid it off. That's why he randomly just left Newcastle in the middle of the season and went to Palace, because he paid off his debt. So he's like, right, I'm out of here. And he went back down to London. And, and they got John Carver in. But, so Moyes...
I like how Mike Ashley does deals. Remember, when he came out when he, was getting sued because he doesn't pay any of his employees minimum wage. He says that, he does half his business deals getting drunk and, vomits into fireplaces and stuff.
He's the kind of guy that, the way some bosses at Christmas will go around and give you your bonus cash in hand, like old school. Mike Ashley's the kind of guy that I imagine tries to actually do the rounds every month and pays people salaries
while
in cash.
drinking a pint of wine.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, Moyes.
It's weird.
Yeah, well, what is the alternative in the sense
the alternative is getting a good manager.
No. I mean Moyes' career. If he was ever going to manage in the Premier League again,
but he shouldn't be managing the Premier League. The
but
big thing.
Moisey.
First of all, the big thing, right? You have to look if it's the right fit. Everyone gives out and talks about the West Ham way, right?
West Ham way.
So they play good attacking football.
Bubbles, mate.
And all about talking about the bowl-in ground and all this shit, where no one mentioned it before until their last ever game, Man United.
Can a boil-in ground take over?
This whole ridiculous thing that they played after the West Ham way. That's why Allardyce wasn't liked, even though he's getting in 10th, 11th every season.
There's no West Ham way.
That's what I'm saying. But the fans want it.
What do they want?
You're not going to get it with Moyes.
Yeah.
The West Ham fans aren't happy about it.
But there's already a campaign to get Moyes out.
There's one West Ham fan who's very happy.
DG?
Kieran Hurd.
Is he?
Remember when? Was it when? It was before Sam came in, and Kieran was like,
he took over from, was it Avram Grant?
It was around then that I remember Kieran having a big chat with us going, he'd want Moyes, he'd want Moyes, and
but that was that must have been 2013.
It was still after he had embarrassed himself. Well, not the Sunderland.
But he's Moyes' record is going to Man United, getting a 6-year contract lasting 8 months, giving him their worst ever position for 30 years, finishing 7th, getting humiliated in a lot of big games, going to Real Sociedad, going I'll give it a crack over there, leaving them 17th in the league, getting sacked, then going to Sunderland and making them even worse than what they were. And
haven't
getting
won a home
sacked.
game this year.
So it's he started that trend.
When did Moyes leave Sunderland?
He left in the summer.
Oh God!
Did he last the entire year?
Yeah, he lasted full season.
Strange for a Sunderland manager.
But it just
doesn't feel like he's been around a long time.
No, but I can't believe
manager of the decade.
I thought, to be honest, Moyes would have gone to the States, India, China. I thought he would have, somewhere completely
with his skin
mad. Yeah, well, get him out of England, because he's clearly in the limelight. He's going to get shots fired at him. Not good. He can hide over there, and people will be like, "Oh, where's Moyes? Oh, yeah, he's finishing 3rd in the Indian division. Grand, he's doing fine." I honestly thought that's where he'd go.
I prefer the idea of him actually going to a foreign country just to hide and not to work.
Steve McLaren.
How
do you say football?
How you say football?
Fucking spot as well.
Can I say this again? I've been saying it for 4 series of this show. Who was that?
It's John.
It doesn't make that noise.
Well, I can see your phone is on your lap.
Yeah, it doesn't make any noise.
Anyway,
mine's on silent. And it's my phone.
So it's
you, Neil.
Oh right, okay. For four seasons of this wonderful podcast that comes to you weekly, except it doesn't, I've been saying that the most underrated moment in football is Steve McLaren's press conferences in Deutschland and or in the Netherlands, and you know,
it's German.
yes, the Dutch. You know, it's the greatest thing ever. Why he doesn't get more play, I don't know.
I think it's just
Moyes did very well. Sociedad. We've gone training.
Yeah.
Uno, dos,
Yeah.
tres, cuatro.
But that was the Pepsi to McLaren's Coke, to be fair.
And then there was Joey Barton speaking with a French accent when he's at Marseille.
That happens a fair bit.
I think that was the piss take on McLaren.
I don't know, but yeah, look, this whole Moyes thing, it's just bizarre. Like
Joey Barton's gone a bit mad this week in press conferences.
Yeah, well,
saying
it's his
Unsworth
book is
looks
out
like
and all.
a prison guard and
Yeah.
doesn't have the body to be a Premier League manager.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
Who would you appoint then for West Ham?
Avram Grant.
literally anyone else.
Like, yeah, like, but apparently Bilic though, like
Sam. Would you have Sam back?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I think
Why
the
not?
West Ham fans would be more annoyed about that.
Speaking of Sam, he has said that he'd be open to the vacant Everton position.
It's the biggest job he's ever going to get.
Well, he got the
besides someone-
Newcastle job and was very bad there, and he got the England
Yeah, but they
job,
sacked-
and
Newcastle sacked him very early.
they
And
didn't sack him very early. They
He was
sacked
the-
him after about 5 months because he got them in bottom three, and
Did they
they were losing 4-0 at home to his old club Bolton. They were having a
Bolton.
stink.
Tell me.
And he tried to play hoofball with them. It didn't work. That's why somebody's saying shit with Moyes. Like, you have to have a right mix. And the 6-month contract as well for Moyes. It's like, they're pretty going to him.
They're admitting that they've no faith.
It's
They're-
also they're claiming they want, you know, bigger managers and stuff like this, better managers. But it's like, why put a man in there for 6 months to firefighter when he's not, when he won't be a good firefighter? I'd actually put money on West Ham now to go down, considering the egos they have in there. The last time we had a big ego dressing room was Man United. Dressing room was
Do we
gone.
really have a big ego dressing room in West Ham?
Oh yeah, well look at it. Like, there's big names in
Noble
there.
and Carroll.
Well, Noble, I'd say Noble, Zabaleta, and
I don't
maybe
think
Winston
Zabaleta's
Joe
a pro.
Hart.
they're the three. I'd say you could
Joe
actually go.
Hart.
They've actually 3 players who go. They're good leaders, but everyone else is kind of like Arnautovic is apparently causing chaos. There's Chikorito wasn't happy.
That's a pretty outrageous thing to
I
say.
It's
think
not. No, it is. It's
Arnautovic
true.
causes chaos everywhere. he
It's
goes.
Okay.
It is.
But what's he get up to? What's his
It's
game?
just a dressing room. It's just they were coming in late to training. They weren't like there's
Clogging up the jacks.
Yeah, that's it. Late to training.
They were all going up for a corner, leaving
On-
Mane and Salah against Aaron Creswell. Like, they're just
They're
crazy.
they're not functioning as a team, and I don't think Moyes, first of all, has the bottle to do it, and I think he's no confidence in himself, because I'm 100% sure that man had a breakdown after the whole Man United thing and Sociedad thing. I'm convinced he had a breakdown.
We'll go to Everton 1 second. Can I tell you my favourite thing about the Liverpool game was, because you were talking about the bubbles earlier, because there was less than a minute between both goals, the bubbles had started to fly out and they only hit their peak when Ox scored. I was
I saw
like,
that.
just beautiful.
But why did they leave that corner? Like, what the hell happened there? Like, I
I don't know. They just all went up for a corner, and
it was only 2-1, wasn't it?
No,
Or
for
was
the
it-
corner.
Yeah.
No, it was 1-0. It was 0-0.
It was 1-0. Yeah, it was only a goal in it. Like, it wasn't.
No, there wasn't even a goal. It was 0-0. The Salah goal, the
okay.
break was
Yeah,
the first
great.
goal.
Yeah.
So the game is still
Yeah.
completely in the balance.
Yeah, they were good.
And
They
you've
hit the
got
post and
two
stuff.
of arguably 2 of the fastest attacking players anyway in the league.
Well,
And
3.
leave them.
And at this point I want to get to, we might as well just talk about the match now. So Klopp should be awarded, not awarded, because this is, long overdue. But he finally said, look at who I have available. Maybe I'll do something different. And of course, Oxlade-Chamberlain, the star central midfielder who came to take his role as central midfielder, was put on the wing to start. Salah was put as a 10. He had 2 midfield players and Mane on the other side with Firmino up top. And I've never been an advocate of Ox playing centre mid like Dan has. I really think he has one purpose only, and that's
Run fast.
to be a sub for either Salah or Mane or to fill in. But playing all 3 of them together in attacking positions was interesting. Because that fucking break for the Ox goal, like, usually you're used to Salah and Mane just being like, look at them. But Ox was just as fast as them. It was fucking amazing.
I think
He
it
is quick.
I think
really
it shows
is.
how little faith that, or how poor West Ham are, that Klopp thinks that he can play Wijnaldum as a defensive midfielder. Just think this will be grand.
who went off injured during the week.
Injured Wijnaldum as a defensive midfielder.
So last note on Liverpool is obviously the everyone's favourite stat of the weekend, the 12 goals in 17 competitive games for Salah.
Poor finisher.
Well, so they say, but do you see a second goal?
I was with you.
You were with me. I don't know,
Yeah, I saw
lads.
it, yeah.
Like, I've been saying for weeks, I think he's the signing of the summer, especially bang for your buck. And
Well,
now,
for the money that was spent, the money that's gone around, yeah, absolutely, he's looking the part anyway.
so the stat is that John told me this: he's 3 competitive goals away from, and it's the start of November. If he scores 3 more
Suarez
goals
is
between now, and
top 14, yeah.
be our top scorer since then.
Well, I'm sure he'll get it. Will he break it this side of Christmas? Probably, but
Our
Probably.
fixtures are pretty handy. We play Southampton next week, and they're atrocious.
they're going at the back. They don't
Yeah.
concede much.
They're not really. They're not good at anything, but they're
But-
fine.
Van Dijk's gonna,
Virgil might agent Virgil, is it?
yeah, he might agent. Let's talk about Everton.
Interesting match. 112 minutes or something.
That was a mad match.
Yeah.
Well, it's more the Koeman sacking. What do you think of it?
Um,
I actually think like he's a good manager, but it just wasn't working.
He-
It
like-
just wasn't like.
They didn't like him. Like as soon as he got the job, he very much said that like this is a placeholder for him. And then he was flirting with the Barcelona job when that was sort of thing he goes.
Yeah.
And then the Everton fans never liked him.
I have to completely
because
disagree.
he had a red Christmas tree.
To be fair though, to be fair though, with
Which is
with
absolutely
Koeman, Seamus Coleman's been out for what 8 months. Barkley's missed the whole season. Their defense is getting old. They haven't really
I've
replaced
noticed
Lukaku. They're actually Balassi is out.
I know
Aaron
Balas
Lennon
is
was
out.
struggling with mental problems. He hasn't actually had his full strength.
I
team. And
understand.
think he's
Aaron
about-
Lennon's about 40 years old now, so you
he's
can't really
not.
put him
Aaron
in.
Lennon is
Yeah, but
probably about 30.
He's definitely older than that.
I was actually
not.
broke
watching.
into Leeds. So
I was watching
He's
Aaron
16.
Lennon. I was
He was
watching Aaron
16
Lennon
in
2 weeks
2003.
ago.
Yeah, he's been playing a lot since then. He's not the player he was.
I'm
He's
just saying
still
he
very
didn't have-
fast.
He didn't have options like.
Not to mention, you
Hold on,
can't
lads.
give him credit for not having the full strength squad when he had millions to
Thank
spend.
you.
He spent
Thank
as
you
much as
very
anyone
much.
else
Thank you very
and bought
much.
the same player 6 times.
I
That
don't-
is exactly the point.
I don't know if he was completely in charge at all them players. I don't know.
I don't know. I think he was.
Well, like he did a good job before he even got to Southampton. He did a good job at Southampton, and then
I think he was given too much money and he had no idea what to do with it, and he bought a bad team.
Plus, he went to Swansea and goes, "Can we have Sigurdsson?" And then they went, "No." So he went to try buy Giroud, and then Swansea went, "Actually, you can." And he went.
Well, Arsenal
He felt
accepted
too
it.
bad. It's like when you get overcharged in a supermarket and you don't want to mention it. You're like, "Oh, I don't really need, but all right, fine." And then they didn't buy Giroud. Giroud said, "I'll fight for my place at Arsenal."
Which there was a bit accepted there for sure.
Yeah. And then now they've no one, and they're very poor, and they're bad as well. They're not like they're easily beaten.
Do you remember when
know.
people were saying that Schneiderlin could start for France in the Euros? What's happened?
He's been kicked out of the squad.
It's just like
Like,
what a fall! Like
Unrud's
he
just
played
good.
for Man United. Like it's just, it's incredible. Him and Schweinsteiger started a game once.
I think
What a
they
time to
both
be alive.
did they both start against Arsenal when they
Yeah.
got
They were
stuffed
the-
after 3-0
they
after
were
10 minutes.
The two centre mids.
I
The pace.
Schweinsteiger definitely played that day anyway. I
No, it
remember.
was. It was the
Remember
two
the
S's.
year they bought those two, and I was like, United are going to be unbelievable.
Yep, yeah.
No.
World Cup winner, up and coming French DM. No,
Has he won the World Cup for Chicago yet?
Chicago. Who's this?
Remember Schweinsteiger when he signed for Chicago? They're like, "Can you win the World Cup?" He's like,
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, sure, I'll win it.
Very
But
good.
I think the Koeman thing, though, there's been a lot of things that's gone against him, and I think there's a power struggle there as well, which isn't helping with Bill Kenwright and the new Russian fella. I don't know if everyone's on the same page of what's going on there. So I think Everton won't go down. I think they have a better chance than West Ham because... But like the Arsenal game that they lost 5-2.
Yeah.
The crazy loads of goals in the last minute where Sanchez walked past the whole team and scored.
"That's so funny."
But like Everton started that game and Arsenal could have been 3 up after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Xhaka gave the ball away and was picking his nose again.
I see
And
what you
Rooney scored a good goal. But after that, I've never seen a more terrified team at home. They didn't know how to run. They couldn't pass it. They didn't look for the ball. And they were 1-0 up.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like once they went 1-1, Monreal scored just before half time. It was like, that's it. You could feel it was just like, oh, they had a tiny bit of hope. It was gone. But I actually thought, though, it's the exact same thing last year. Arsenal played them. And it was that mad game where Peter Cech ended up in the goal behind Stecklenburg, which is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
That's pretty good.
But so that game actually, Koeman was under a lot of pressure then as well.
Sure.
And the season turned around. And after that, I thought like it could have been one of those games, but he had to go. But I think he'll walk into a good job and will do a good job at a different team.
Keep it on managers.
That's
for,
just my view. I'm sure Leicester manager as well.
Yeah, well, first I was going to mention that Klopp said in a press conference today that he was offered a job 2 years ago. Yeah, it was 3 years ago maybe, at a very big English club, but he turned it down. Could we
Klopp.
work this out timeline wise?
Klopp, well, it would have been Man United, wouldn't it?
Think so? Really?
Unless it was Wenger, but I doubt it.
Interesting.
Could have been 2014 when they won the FA Cup and he hadn't signed his contract.
Yeah, potentially. Sven said that he'd come out of retirement to manage Liverpool if Klopp left.
I'd be happy
What?
if you got the Everton
That's
job.
not true, is
Yes,
it?
it is.
Sven-Göran Eriksson.
Yes.
Is he in
I
India
would
or China or
welcome
something?
him with... Yeah, I mean, I like...
He's in
by,
Shanghai, isn't he, or
by
something?
retirement, I mean retirement from,
I'd love-
semi-professional.
Remember he came back and managed Leicester in 2011?
Yes.
I remember
And it
Notts
was
County.
He managed Notts County where he signed
He
Sol
was all over the
Campbell.
championship.
No, Notts County were in League 2.
Oh, fair.
And it was like their centenary year or something, and they had a match with Juventus as
He
pre-season
got
match.
Schmeichel off you as well, didn't he?
He got Schmeichel off Man City, and he got Kasper Schmeichel and Sol Campbell. And then Sol Campbell went and scored a goal later that year in the Champions League with Arsenal, which was a ironic thing, when you saw.
Yes.
And then,
I was thinking, like, why do you remember me seeing it,
And-
and now I remember?
and then he left after about a month because he,
Because there was
He
no
had enough.
money, wasn't that it? Like
I was very-
I don't know.
I
but
was
like,
very
no,
excited to see that goal. I might have been nude when I ran down the stairs to tell you that
you put your head out anyway.
I was
So.
very excited. Okay, let's just go through the results from last week then. Stoke and the aforementioned Leicester 2-2.
What I like about this is the Leicester manager, Claire Puel. Jesus, that's hard to say. Or it's not. I'm just
Well,
Puel. He
West Ham.
when he came in, he was like, "You struggle to score goals at Southampton. Like you're known for boring football at Southampton or whatever." And it's like, "Yeah, look at the strikers I had there, and look at the strikers I have here. I'm going to be fine." And he scored 2 goals. They've scored 2 goals in every match he's managed.
Well,
It's like,
people are saying as well, oh, we didn't play good football at Southampton. It's like they were robbed in the Carling Cup final against Man United.
Sure.
They finished, 8th in the league or something. He just didn't have a good run in Europe. But, they were a much better team than they were this year under Pellegrino.
no, I think
they're a much better team last season.
I think if you'd
Southampton.
swapped their season over, because they had a great start to the season last year, and then they got to the cup final. That after the cup final, I think they won 2 matches.
Yeah,
in
but
the
it's
entire
very difficult
run.
when you're about 8th or 9th in the league. The
but
top 6 are so far off you.
Yeah.
The bottom, say 8 are so far off you. The only thing you're going for was the cup. It's difficult to get them motivated.
Absolutely,
It is.
but when the
And-
fans are there watching every week, they're not going to be upset to see.
Well,
go.
I would have kept him, and I think he's actually a pretty good manager, to be honest.
Okay. Huddersfield, the Premier Yorkshire club, against West Brom, 1-0 to Huddersfield.
West Yorkshire as
Huddersfield
well, by the way.
there was an absolute
West
cracking goal
Yorkshire.
in that match.
Excuse me.
But that's like how I think every time we do a show, Dan says that Huddersfield will be showing up for the shite in the air, and they just keep getting these points that because there's so many shit teams in the Premier League, that it's just going to be like they're going to stay up just because there's so many teams.
What are they on? Were they on about 12, 15 points? Is it?
Yeah.
Newcastle
season.
losing at home to Bournemouth.
I watched this match in the first half.
Delighted.
I tried so hard.
Bournemouth,
I
Bournemouth were
I'm
atrocious.
really up for Bournemouth at the moment, just to, 'cause John thinks they're going down.
I
don't
think they're
they
going
are,
down. They were really bad. They came into it more. Newcastle
couldn't. We need to get together for Bournemouth Huddersfield if it's on TV.
Gale got a goal disallowed for offside.
Goal
which is
got a
bit of
Gale,
a-
goal got a Gale.
And then Bournemouth nicked it in the last minute. They desperately needed that win.
Well, Bournemouth were the better team.
In the
Well,
second
I
half they were. In the first half they weren't.
It's unlike Rafa to lose at home.
They've nothing up front. Like Dwight Gale's atrocious.
Never should have sold Darryl Murphy to Northern Forest.
Absolutely agree.
Well, Dwight Gale, Hulsaloo.
Hustle
And
can't
Momobi.
score unless you're Liverpool and you literally whack it off his arse and it'll land it up at the back.
They're not. But if talking about managers, if Rafa leaves Newcastle, I'd be very worried because Newcastle are not good.
And
But
Newcastle,
if he leaves, they'll lose probably about 12 to 15 points because Rafa will get that out of them.
do you think so?
Yeah.
Still?
I think they if January will be key if he doesn't get money because he was very close to walking in August when he was told he was
Yeah.
going to get 50-60 million to spend and then ended up not getting anything.
Newcastle were the first of 3 teams to lose at home in the 3 o'clock fixtures this weekend. Southampton lost to Burnley.
Burnley are having an unbelievable season. They're
Especially
level
I
points with Arsenal,
love
Liverpool.
Burnley.
Everyone knows Burnley this year, innit?
Sean
I've
Dyche might
always
go
loved
to
Burnley.
Everton, you reckon?
Well, I think that's kind of gone down now. They were looking for him, but looks like he probably said
Looks
no.
like Big Sam put his name in the hat. Pint of wine.
And that's the same man who said, I never want to work on English football again. He's such a fucking worm, isn't he?
He
takes
did
the money.
give us the dad looking at the
No.
chip shop after a few pints.
No, but he's
He came back to
a couple
Palace.
of pints of wine and
He
went.
came back to
chipper,
Palace
like.
to get his record, like to still show people he's a good manager.
No,
and
but
he
it
did
was-
that, and then I think he did retire, but I think the Everton job is too good to turn.
But he
down.
said after the Palace thing, he's like, "Oh no, I'm all right. I don't want to work in England again," and that's why he left. And I was like, "Okay, he's a complete arsehole."
I like Big Sam. I
Oh,
watch
he's
him
a
on
fucking
Sunday.
I
dick.
love Big
Here,
Sam.
5 bonus points for you. What team did he manage in Ireland? It was his first ever job. League of Ireland team.
Bowes.
No.
Dundalk.
You get two. You
Pats.
get 3 goals each. No, John, you've 1 left. Nearly 2 left.
It wasn't Rovers, I know that, so we can scratch that out.
How'd you know?
Huh?
How'd you know?
Because it's not.
Okay.
Is it Rovers?
No. Right, you've 2 left, Neil.
All right. Let's see
Are they
here.
still a club?
Yeah, a League of Ireland club.
Yeah, well, it's League of Ireland. They could shut down any
Yeah,
minute.
well,
could
it's
be
not.
Bray.
Yeah, no.
Dublin City.
Dublin City, yeah. No, it's not that.
No,
I don't have.
Galway.
No. 1 more left.
Cove Ramblers.
No. Right. Go on, I'll leave it open for you, and you got 1 more guess.
Oh, okay, all right. No, to get the harmonicas
Cork.
out.
You got the harmonica. No. Look, keep,
Leitrim.
Yeah, they have a club. Yeah, Leitrim.
Londonderry.
Londonderry. Belfast Hoppers.
That's
That'd be a
that's
great
the
name,
Irish
wouldn't it?
Football
Bell
League,
Hoppers?
so they're not League of Ireland.
Yeah, fair play. Fair play.
Belfast Hoppers.
Fair play. Leighton Orient.
He might have managed them. He did.
Go on, tell us, Dan.
It did begin with an L. Limerick.
Oh, shit. That definitely wasn't said, no? Okay.
UCD.
Swansea, UCD women's. Swansea and Brighton. Swansea lost 1-0 at home to Brighton.
Brighton are doing well.
Swansea might go down. They can't score a goal.
Yeah,
They're relying on
Swansea are no
Abraham.
good.
They're kind of like Everton. They sold their one like goal threat and Sigurdsson, and then
Well,
they've no
Abraham is good, but
one. But he's just scoring tap-ins.
But they
though,
even
and
sold people like Jack Cork, they're good players. Like I liked him. A
Ian
lot.
Wright says Abraham's better than
He's in the
Lukaku.
England squad at the minute.
Whom?
Jack Cork.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a good
because
player.
everyone dropped out of it.
But he's actually not a bad player.
Everyone
though.
is so safe.
Everyone
everyone is so
dropped out.
safe in that England squad.
Ward-
that, like the entire
Ward-
11 dropped out.
Ward Prowse is starting against Germany.
And he can't even get in the Southampton team. That's how many people have dropped out.
Nothing really else to say about Liverpool and West Ham. Lanzini's goal did secure the fact that if Phil goes in January, he'll certainly be bought. I think.
Yeah.
You know, the way
Comfortable 50 million on him.
comfortable. Spurs and Palace.
Palace were very
Yeah.
unlucky here.
They made it so hard for them.
It was a Zaha missed an open goal.
Zaha missed an open goal. Sacco missed a free header.
Sacco
and
completely
should have got a penalty. Maybe should have got a
completely
penalty.
just put your head on it and it's a goal, mate.
Look.
No, I'm all right.
He's a defender by heart. You
And
can't.
Spurs had their 3rd choice goalkeeper in as well because Gazniga.
How come?
We should
Lloris is injured and Vern pulled out in the warm up, I think, or something. But there was
Vorm.
we should say that Spurs
Amazing.
were coming off that great victory against Madrid and obviously couldn't be arsed
Were
against Palace.
a
And
bit tired or
still nicked the
something.
point. Nicked the
But
point.
still
like,
though, like Palace played well, but again, if they're playing well and they're not picking up points when they need to pick up points,
I
as
think
much
it's
as
because they're
can.
playing like Townsend and Zaha up front. I think once Christian come back, I think they'll be safe. I think they're playing.
Do you
too
think
well to be
Hugo
good.
will score enough goals? do you think?
I think enough to keep. Like
I always thought that he would, but
I think
they're-
I think Bournemouth and
they're an
Swansea have
Asian
no
team
goals.
though.
And they
Palace
won't
as
go.
well. Like they're
I
old
could
at the back.
definitely see Palace going down.
I think Zaha's playing well enough. I think they'll stay up.
They've only started to put results together in the last month.
Yeah,
They've
they're still
like
not that
2
far
results.
away.
Zaha, he's a West Ham player.
They
isn't
didn't
he? He's another
score a
West Ham player.
Yes,
Him
he
and
is.
Sturridge will go to West Ham.
Will you ever stop with Sturridge? He's scoring all the time these days.
Yeah, he's having a great run.
He's having
Yeah,
a
why
great
is he
run.
2 goals now this season.
3.
3.
I'm sorry.
Is it 4? In all comps? Who gives a shit? Man
Pre-season
City and
games.
Arsenal, I really enjoyed this game.
It's not just like this was a
This
game.
is
No,
so
it was
fun.
always going to be fun, that game, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it
Like,
was-
both
it was-
teams.
it was
This
great.
match like is when you're playing like Pro Evo or FIFA in your friend's house and having a drinks, and then if you at the end of the night one lad's had too much, you're just sort of passing the ball around to see how many you can score. Arsenal were nothing in this match.
Like
Wenger refuses to play
There was-
Lacazette,
there
which
was,
is
like,
great.
I was about to say, Lacazette's agent had to come out and be like, "No, everything's grand, lads." When I saw that team, I was like, "What?"
It's 2 to 3 big away games he's had this year. He didn't play him at Anfield, whatever that was about. He played Welbeck instead. Now I can understand that Welbeck would work harder and trouble your defence, but he paid 50 million for a striker. Play him. He played him against Chelsea, and I think he hit the post, and Courtois made a great save for him. And then this game, he brings him on, scores a goal, and then goes, right, you're going to have to go left wing now.
Yeah.
It's just like, what's his fascination with having Lacazette on the
I
bench?
think it was the
putting him
case.
on the
I
wing?
think that he bought Lacazette with the idea that Sanchez was going.
I think so.
And I think if Sanchez is fit, Sanchez is their number one centre forward. It doesn't go Lacazette, Welbeck, Giroud.
I think
it's Sanchez.
Sanchez is the him and Ozil are the two attacking midfielders.
Do you think Sanchez or Ozil are gone
Behind
in January?
who? Behind who?
If anyone go, it'll be Sanchez. I think Ozil might stay, and I think Ozil is showing a bit more form. Not much, but he's showing more form.
Why would anybody bid for either of them in January? Who's in big enough?
Just to get them.
Guardiola wants him.
Yeah, but he can wait.
Why does Guardiola want him?
Yeah, seriously.
But he does, though.
But is there anybody in big enough trouble to wait 6 months for free or pay 35? Well, I guess.
Well, if you bid
Madrid,
30, if you bid 30 million for him, why? What?
I could see Madrid.
Barca could go back for him.
If you're like Man City and
Depends on the fitness of Dembele.
Man City could have the League Won by Christmas and then just want to focus on the Champions League.
Oh, Barca going in for bringing back Alexis.
I'm just putting it out there. Like Barca generally wouldn't do that, but they could probably break even on him.
Since you mentioned Barca, what's the stuff with Messi coming out that Mascherano's coming back to Liverpool next season?
I didn't hear any of that. I don't think Mascherano will go back.
Messi came out and just went, Mascherano might go back. I think Messi's fighting for his contract because he hasn't signed it yet.
Yeah,
so I think he's trying to scare them
in
into
6
like,
weeks'
giving them all a
time.
big deal.
Messi's allowed to talk to other clubs.
Yeah. 6 weeks.
Linked with City
in January.
But he surely doesn't want to go.
No, he's not going to go. But
he's just trying to get even more.
I think he's looking for assurances that the club are going to challenge
and
for Champions League.
buy an alternative so they can play three up front again.
It is crazy though. Like
he doesn't want to be sitting in a club where like he's actually playing brilliantly at the moment. But
he is, yeah.
He's playing out of his skin.
But like it's just like he sold Neymar, wasn't expecting it. Luis Enrique left. They weren't really sure if Valverde came in, wasn't too sure. Unrest in the boardroom. It's